Hey guys, I thought I'd do a video today on some knots that I find really useful around the campsite and some practical application. So let's watch. Okay, today I thought I'd go over a couple different knots. I'm going to be going over some binding or joining knots, some crossing or what they call hitching knots, and one loop style hitch. So the first thing that's up is some hammock repair. I've had this set up out in my backyard for a while, and it seems some little critters decided to chew it up. So I'm going to go ahead and repair that. First thing we're going to do is, of course, lop off the bad end. Always good to burn the end of your rope if you can. Okay. This first one's going to be called the ViseVersa. This is a joining knot which works really well and should help retain the strength of the rope. So the first thing you want to do is take whatever end and you want to cross it up under itself, so it's a loop behind itself. Next thing you do is take your other piece of cordage and you want to come down through this loop. It's important to go down through it. Next, what you want to do is go behind your leading end, come up through and make another loop. So now you've got kind of a glasses looking thing. Next, you want to take your left one and go behind it and come up through the loop. You want to make sure that these ends are always outside of the loop. Then you simply take the other side and come up through this one, again, making sure that it's through that. And then when you pull this tight, it pretty much just closes in on itself and tightens up real nice. This is really good for bungee cord, or if you have different types of cordage, one smaller than the other, works real well. So this is a real good, strong joining knot. So that's going to take care of the repair for that. And of course I would just cut it off equal length as the other one. Alright, next thing I'm going to show is just going to be the standard clove hitch. This is good for lashing all sorts of things down simply, connecting your tarp line or whatever you want. Okay, that usually starts with, this would be your end that you would have connected to your tarp or whatever. You would come facing around the pole, back behind it, making sure to cross over itself so you have an X coming up behind it, and then passing under through itself. And that gives you the clove hitch. Now, this knot is real good, it's real handy, it's easy to tie, but it has its problems. For instance, if you've got a tarp on this and it gets windy, as you can see, I'm not doing much, and it's already come undone. So that would be completely useless. Alright, so this next one is going to be called the snuggle hitch. It's very similar to a clove hitch because it has some extra bindings and it allows for tension in any direction, and it doesn't matter whether it has constant tension on it or not. So I like that one much better opposed to the standard clove hitch, and you'll see why. So it starts off the same. You want to cross over. Make sure you've crossed over itself. Come back behind it. An important thing here, or one of them, is to make sure you cross over the main line and back up under itself. And then next what you do is go back around again. And this time what you want to do is come up the main line. So that again in effect makes another hitch, one on each side. Just tighten that down real good. Now this one allows pull in any direction, and it doesn't come apart anywhere near as easy as a clove hitch. As you can see, it doesn't need constant tension on it. So this one's real good for hanging stuff, for making, for doing, like when I set up my hammock, I've got it on a horizontal log like this. It works real well. We'll set that up in a minute just to show you. But, so this is a real good alternative. So go ahead and tie that one again real quick. So So this would be the end that you would have connected to your tarp or whatever. You simply cross over, come up from behind it, make sure it crosses over itself, come up behind it again, then you want to cross over the main part of the line and back under itself. Then come around back again, then you want to come up through the middle part. Tighten that down, and good to go. Nice and steady. Okay, this next one up is called the midshipman's hitch. It's a looping knot that tightens down on itself, so it can be made to stay in one position, and it can be used to tighten or loosen a certain line. So let's take a look at that. So I've got my line that's attached to a tarp over here, and I would tie this around another object, and it comes over itself to the loop once, twice, and then comes back around again and up through. Essentially what this does is makes a prusik style knot against itself, so that it can be adjustable. So now you've got a line that you can tighten or loosen. Works real well. Go ahead and tie that one again. So it comes up around over itself, behind itself once, twice, and over, and back up through. And of course make sure to leave yourself enough line. So now what you have is an adjustable knot. And that'll stay on itself real tight because it binds up against itself, just like a prusik style knot. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found this informative, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.